Hey everyone, for those of you who already container garden, I'm sure you already know that there's places where you can pick up buckets like these 5-gallon buckets for a nominal cost or oftentimes free. This particular bucket here I was able to get at a Chinese restaurant that was nearby. I had to pay for it, but it was worth it. It was only like $3, and I think I bought about 3 or 4 of those. And in those buckets I've planted my peppers, my tomatoes, so they were well worth it. The one in the middle here is one that I got at Firehouse Subs. This one cost me $3. The tax was included. The Firehouse Subs use this as a fundraiser, and they purchase life-saving equipment, and they provide this to firefighting, or I guess maybe EMS, that need this particular equipment. So it goes to a worthy cause. If you were to purchase a comparable bucket from Lowe's, the buckets, I think it's over $3, and you also have to pay tax. So you would have to price it to see which one would be, a better cost for you, and then also consider the fact that this is money that's going towards helping their charitable foundation. This bucket I was able to get free today. I was at one of my local grocery stores, and as you see here, it says buttercream frosting. So if you go to your bakery section in your grocery store, or if you're fortunate enough to have a bakery nearby, or one of the big box stores like Walmart, perhaps Target, where they have an active bakery section, they have these. Now they don't come available that often, but I offered to pay for it, and the lady told me, she says, I have one. She says it's dirty, but I said I'm perfectly willing to clean it. So she gave this to me free of charge. I stopped at another grocery store and it was the same, but in that case they didn't have any available. She said she'd be more than willing to save me one. And then I'll mention the last one because this is available for everybody, and that will be Walmart. The person who was working in the bakery section told me that they didn't have any, but they'd be more than happy to give it to me. They weren't even going to charge. So I don't know if that's going to be the case for everyone, but at least in my local area that was the case. Now just want to show you, this is my mini greenhouse, and probably could have picked a better time to do this, but hopefully you can see. This greenhouse was able to protect these plants for several days. We've had temperatures that have dipped down into the mid-20s, and it protected these plants. There was a couple of nights where I had to provide a little supplemental heat, but I certainly didn't heat it all night. All I did, and this may sound funny, but all I did was I had a blow dryer, I had an extension cord, and then I would just let that thing run on low with high heat for about 30 minutes at a time. Did that maybe 2-3 times a night, depending on how cold it got. But I probably didn't even need to do that. Let me show you here these peppers. If you see how big these are. So these things have continued to grow in here. Again, my goal was just to keep this plant alive, but it's kind of dark in there. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. There it is right there. And there's another one, and it's towards the back, so you won't be able to see that here. Back up a little bit here. So this plant did very well. This here is a lemon balm, and here's another pepper plant. I just wanted to be able to get a head start because I always seem to get a late start, because in South Carolina the weather goes from winter to summer, and then I'm behind the curve trying to catch up. And here's one of these Cubanelle peppers. So you see how that's a good maybe 5 inches long there. So here's some of my tomatoes that were able to I wanted these to go ahead and try to ripen on the vine, and so some of them that fell off of the plants, I went ahead and took those inside so they can ripen in the house. But again, the goal was just to keep some of these plants alive. Here's some more Cubanelles. I'm going to start some fresh plants, but as long as these were alive and relatively healthy, I'm going to keep them going. One of the plants in here, one of these pepper plants, is 3 or 4 years old. So there's no reason to start over, at least for me. I'm not going to start over every year. I know some people, they go ahead and they just, pull their plants out of the ground or out of their buckets. And, there's some merit to that. But if you live in an area where you don't have to provide a lot of supplemental heat, there's no, in my opinion, there's no reason to always start from scratch. So that's about it. The main thing I wanted to share was information about these buckets. If you can check with one of your local retailers, they might have buckets like this that you can get for free, or these at a relatively low cost. All right, that's it. Thanks. Bye.